US, the Supreme Court of India has made some critical observations against bulldozer justice. The Supreme Court has said that properties cannot be demolished just because they belong to a person who is accused of a crime. Hearing a batch of pleas against bulldozer demolition action often undertaken by authorities against the houses of those accused of serious crimes, the court went ahead and said that the property cannot be demolished even if the person is convicted. The Supreme Court will continue hearing the matter on the 17th of September. The top court is dealing with multiple cases related to the practice of using bulldozers to demolish properties allegedly linked to individuals involved in criminal activities. This often is termed as bulldozer justice, and this has often been a subject of significant controversy. We have both Adib and Harish joining us live. First, let me take this across to Harish. Harish, take us to what happened in the court today. Tell us about the petitions and specifically what was mentioned in the court by the judges of the Supreme Court when they said that no properties cannot be demolished using bulldozers even if the person involved is convicted of a crime.
Yes, Sagarika, in fact, several petitioners, especially from the Muslim community, and they had the support of Muslim organization Jamaat Ulema Hind, who said that in such cases, the minority community is targeted. Muslims are singled out for punishment. This, they called it the extra legal judicial penalty, and said that a person is innocent until proved guilty. At the moment then a person is made accused in a criminal case or merely a suspect, how can his property or house be demolished? This is the question which the Supreme Court found very relevant, and the Supreme Court bench of Justices B.R. Gavai and K.V. Viswanathan also clearly told the center and the state governments that the property and house of such accused or suspects cannot be demolished. And in its defense, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who had appeared for BJP, some BJP governments who have been accused of such acts, that they don't act against property of merely because the person is accused or suspect, but only if there is a violation of municipal laws or if the construction is illegal or there is some illegality as far as the property is concerned. If the court examines all the complaints before it, it can know that the accused against whom we proceeded have committed municipal law violations. But Supreme Court said that as of now we are of the view that such acts cannot be countenanced. Therefore, on September 17th, the next date of hearing, both parties have been asked to come up with suggestions as to what guidelines can be laid, because Supreme Court made it very clear that this lingering controversy has to come to an end. We will finally put an end to such complaints. Therefore, we will lay down pan-India guidelines. This is the word the Supreme Court used, and this bench of Justices B.R. Gavai and Justice K.V. Viswanathan has very clearly said that this just cannot continue, and therefore we will lay down guidelines, rules, and what is to be done in such situations, and in which situations a property or a house of a particular accused can be demolished, and if at all, why should property of an accused or a suspect or even a convict be demolished? How can a criminal case and illegality as far as violation of municipal laws are concerned, how can that be mixed together? That guidelines and rules will be laid down by the Supreme Court.
Harish, just to give some backgrounder to our viewers who are joining us on this broadcast, because the very significant comments made there by judges of the Supreme Court of India. How many pleas was the Supreme Court? It's a batch of petitions that the court was hearing. Which states were made party to this entire case? Because SG Tushar Mehta, like you mentioned, also went ahead and said that no, this is not done to, in fact, the houses are not demolished of accused, I beg your pardon, but this is done when there are some violation of municipal norms. So if you could just tell our viewers about about the genesis of the case first up.
Yes, Yes, Sagarika, as you rightly said, in fact, it's a very relevant question because first, the Jamaat Ulema had come to Supreme Court in 2022 raising incidents where even in Delhi's Jangirpuri, New near Gurgaon, in Kanpur, in Allahabad, and also this fresh petition which came up for hearing was from two members of Muslim community, Rashid Khan from Rajasthan and Mohammad Hussain from Madhya Pradesh, who said their houses have been demolished after incidents of some purported communal violence, and they were made an accused or suspect in these cases. Immediately after that, the property were demolished, and they went on to say, these petitioners went on to say that this is nothing but extra legal judicial penalty not prescribed by law. Even the Supreme Court said, how can you just go and demolish the property or house or property or a shop of a
Harish,
person
do
who
stay
has
with
been
us. We'll
merely
be getting in more details from you because we also have Varis Pathan of the AIMIM joining us. Mr. Pathan, the Supreme Court, if you've been following what has been happening in the case with regards to bulldozer justice, as many have called it, the Supreme Court has come out and has said that property cannot be demolished even if the person involved in a particular case is convicted. The Supreme Court has raised concerns and has said that it will issue some pan-India guidelines. How do you react to what the Supreme Court has said?
Well, I welcome the order passed by the Honorable Supreme Court vis-a-vis the bulldozer theory. And we have been the first. Since day one, we have been saying that the bulldozer politics is unconstitutional, against the law and procedures. Because, see, the law is laid down. If you feel that a person is convicted, now the Supreme Court has gone ahead and said that even if a person is convicted, you cannot demolish without following prescribed procedure of law. We have been saying the due procedure of law has to be followed. But what happened in the country was that you just catch a home, demolish is follow. Then people ask, why you demolish? You say, because it was illegal encroachment. And after the 6 years the man was living there, that time you could not summarize whether it is illegal encroachment or legal encroachment all of a sudden. So this was going on in the country since which the Supreme Court has today stopped. In a pan-India now, the guidelines will be laid down by the Honorable Supreme Court. It is a move because, see, what has happened earlier, we have seen in Rajasthan what happened. A man who was arrested for murder case. Okay, if he's murdered somebody, you convict him, follow due process of law. But then they immediately went and demolished the home where he was living. Finally, they came to know that he was a tenant there. The landlord came and filed a complaint.
Mr. Pathan, the SG mentioned in court, as the hearing was going on, the SG mentioned in court that in most of the cases, if one takes it into account, it doesn't happen in cases where people are, say, accused of a particular crime or they are convicted. It happens in cases where municipal corporation norms are not followed.
No, that is why I say, if the norms are not followed, see, we have seen instances where a person was living there since several years. Till that time, you never saw that it is an illegal encroachment or illegally made. It only came to light, it only comes to light before these people that when a person commits a crime, and especially if he is a Muslim. See, we have seen in the country that most of the targets were Muslims. Most of the homes demolished by bulldozer were of Muslims. You just go there, arrest him, and the next very day we come to know that his Muslim homes are demolished. Their entire shanties are demolished. And see, there are people living there since several years, having the ration card, they pay electricity bills, they show the electricity bill, the ration card, and every document which they ask for. But then also you go with the bulldozer, you raise the places not belonging to a particular person as well. So this was the thing which was per se illegal, bad in law, against the constitution and against the prescribed law and guidelines. That is why the Supreme Court had to intervene. Now we are sure and I am hopeful that the Supreme Court will definitely lay down certain guidelines and ensure to it that such kind of things don't take place in our country, which is per se illegal and bad in law.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Pathan, for joining us with your first response to what the Supreme Court has said. It has frowned upon what many would call as bulldozer justice. Let me take this back to Adib and Harish who are joining us. Harish, I'll get you. I'll take some more questions with you, especially with regards to what Solicitor General Tushar Mehta said in court, because like you mentioned, when the arguments were going on, the political narrative is such that bulldozer justice happens to target a particular community. But like you mentioned, SG Tushar Mehta said that this happens in cases where there has been some kind of violation. Let me take this to Adib. Adib, the state of Uttar Pradesh becomes very significant here. Bulldozer Baba was the term that was used for Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. The cases of bulldozer action being done in multiple cases was also spoken about in speeches, and some leaders even bragged about it. And now when the Supreme Court is frowning upon an action like this, what is the reaction that you're tracking from the Bharatiya Janata Party in the state of Uttar Pradesh?
Definitely, Sagarika, as you mentioned, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is being termed as Bulldozer Baba in the state for the prompt action that the Yogi government is taking on the accused. Whoever is an accused in the cases, there's a prompt action by the Uttar Pradesh government in most of the cases. And now, when the Supreme Court has made a significant remark, the BJP in the state, they are saying that the bulldozer action is not taken on the accused just because he's an accused in a case, but the bulldozer action is taken because that person has done something illegal. He has constructed his complex or house illegally without getting the approval from the particular development authorities, and that's why there is a bulldozer
stay with us.
action.
We have
So
political reactions coming in to this big story. The Bharatiya Janata Party is reacting. I would also like to ask Mr. Bhadoria, to Anurag Bhadoria, to stay with us on the phone line. Let's play out the BJP reaction first up.
में या अपराध में वांछित होने पर किसी का मकान, दुकान या किसी प्रकार का कंस्ट्रक्शन बुलडोजर के द्वारा नहीं गिराया जाता। लेकिन अगर कोई मकान, दुकान या कोई निर्माण कार्य किसी अवैध स्थान पर है, अतिक्रमण करके बनाया गया है, नियमों का उल्लंघन करके बनाया गया है, तो निश्चित तौर पर उस अतिक्रमण को गिराया जाएगा। और उत्तर प्रदेश हो या अलग अलग राज्यों में बुलडोजर की यह कार्रवाई विधि की परिधि के दायरे में हुई है। जहां कहीं भी अवैध निर्माण है, अतिक्रमण किया गया है, सरकारी जमीन पर हो या किसी निजी जमीन पर हो, अगर गलत तरीके से नक्शे का अनुपालन किए बिना अगर विधि विरुद्ध तरीके से बनाया गया है, तो निश्चित तौर पर उसको विधि की परिधि के दायरे में ही बुलडोजर के द्वारा गिराया गया है। किसी भी
अनुराग भदौरिया ऑफ द समाजवादी पार्टी जॉइनिंग अस। अनुराग भदौरिया जी, सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ये कहना है कि जो बुलडोजर एक्शन चल रहा है उस पर रोक लगना चाहिए, चाहे कोई भी क्रिमिनल हो, अगर वो कन्विक्ट भी है, बुलडोजर एक्शन नहीं होना चाहिए और इस पे पैन इंडिया रूल्स लाने की बहुत जरूरत है। इसी मुद्दे पे बहुत सारा राजनीति होता है, स्पेशली इन द स्टेट ऑफ उत्तर प्रदेश। पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो कहा उस पर आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
देखिए, ये बात तो मैं पहले से कहता आ रहा हूँ कि बुलडोजर का राजनीतिकरण हो रहा है। बुलडोजर न्याय के लिए नहीं चल रहा है, राजनीति के लिए चल रहा है। भाई, आप एक तरफ से कहते हैं कि इलीगल कंस्ट्रक्शन है। इलीगल कंस्ट्रक्शन आपको तभी पता चलता है जब किसी व्यक्ति ने कोई गलती की होती है, जब वो दोषी होता है, उस पर एफआईआर होती है। तो जिस पे एफआईआर है उसको जेल भेजो, उसको सजा दो। उसके माँ बाप ने क्या गड़बड़ी की है, उसके बेटे बच्चे ने, उसकी पत्नी की क्या गलती है जो आप उनको रोड पे लाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और अचानक आपको पता चलता है कि वो इलीगल कंस्ट्रक्शन था। तो इतने दिनों से वो जो बिल्डिंग थी वहाँ पे या घर था, तो किसके, जो वहाँ लोकल अथॉरिटी होती है, तो उसकी जिम्मेदारी नहीं है, उनके ऊपर बुलडोजर चलना चाहिए कि आपने क्यों बनने दिया। भाई, फिर वहाँ जेई क्यों होता है, एग्जीक्यूटिव इंजीनियर क्यों होता है, ये क्यों रखे जाते हैं, फिर सुपरवाइजर क्यों रखा जाता है, जब तो ये किस बात की सैलरी लेते रहते हैं। तो फिर वहाँ पे करप्शन है ना, तो बुलडोजर तो उनके ऊपर, उनके घरों पे चलना चाहिए कि भाई आपने क्यों इलीगल कंस्ट्रक्शन।
तो अनुराग जी, जहां भी बुलडोजर एक्शन होता है वहां पे आप कह रहे हैं कि ये एक्शन जो हो रहा है, ये देयर इज अ लार्जर करप्शन माफिया आल्सो इन्वॉल्व। तो यही बात आप क्या तेलंगाना की कांग्रेस की सरकार को भी बोलेंगे? क्योंकि वहां पे भी जो महबूब नगर में बुलडोजर एक्शन हुआ था उसपे भी काफी सारी राजनीति हुई।
मैं तो अभी भी कह रहा हूँ कि उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर में पंतनगर को क्यों गिराने के लिए गए थे भाई? पूरी की पूरी बस्ती कहाँ उजाड़ी गई बताइए मुझे। उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर में आपने पूरा अकबर नगर उजाड़ दिया, पूरा अकबर नगर। उसके बाद वहाँ पे 2000 कम से कम 150-2000 की बस्ती थी मकानों की। पंतनगर आप पहुंच गए बुलडोजर लेके, सबके पास रजिस्ट्री थी। वहाँ पे उसकी क्या गलती थी? वो तो समाजवादी लोग रोड पे आए, उन्होंने हंगामा काटा, तब जाके वो बुलडोजर वापस हुआ। फिर कहने लगे नहीं अब नहीं चलेगा बुलडोजर। तो क्या इस सरकार की जिम्मेदारी नहीं है? सरकार किसी का आशियाना घर तो बना नहीं सकती है, उजाड़ने का अधिकार उनको किसने दे दिया? क्या आप बस्ती की बस्ती उजाड़ देंगे और उसको एकदम जमीन दोष कर देंगे, पूरा खाली हो जाएगी? एक समय वहाँ पे लोग रहते थे और आज कोई नहीं है। तो आप ही बताइए क्या इलीगल था उसमें, जब उनके पास रजिस्ट्री है, म्यूटेशन है, का पेपर है, फिर आप क्यों गिराना चाह रहे थे? आपने से पूछा गया तो बोला रिवर फ्रंट बनाएंगे। तो रिवर फ्रंट अगर आप बनाना चाहते हो तो समाजवादियों ने बनाया था, हमने तो किसी घर नहीं गिराया। तो आप दूसरों का रिवर फ्रंट बनाने के लिए, पेड़ लगाने के लिए आप बस्तियां उजाड़ देंगे? ये कौन सा आपका तरीका है?
So, thank you, Mr. Anurag Bhadoria, for joining us. So, the Samajwadi Party is highlighting cases where houses have been demolished by the government even without verifying if the property is legal or illegal. They're also saying that the homes of poor in Uttar Pradesh, a lot of people, it was demolished, the homes of the poor was demolished in Uttar Pradesh for the riverfront. Let me take this back to Harish. Harish, you were telling us about what happened in court. So take us through the response by the government. Like you were saying, SG Tushar Mehta had pointed out that this was happening mostly in cases when there has been violation of corporation norms.
Sagarika, remember today's remarks by the Supreme Court came in a fresh petition, but that fresh petition had been filed in a larger petition which had raised the issue and filed in 2022. SG Tushar Mehta referred to a status report the government had filed way back in November 2022, in which it was clearly said that we are not touching a property just because it is of an accused or a convict or a mere suspect, but we are only on those who have committed municipal law violation or the construction is illegal. But the Supreme Court's biggest takeaway is that why do you mix a crime and demolition of a property? How does it happen immediately after a person is made an accused or a suspect or convicted in a case? Immediately after that, why can't the action be taken earlier itself? And Supreme Court, Sagarika, has been repeatedly reminding the governments of various BJP ruled states that unless a person is convicted, he is innocent. And also, the Supreme Court has said that a property cannot be, property of an accused cannot be touched just because he is an accused. How can you mix demolition of a property for municipal violation and also being illegal construction, but except by following procedure established by law?
Okay.
It is these guidelines which the Supreme Court will lay down on when the crucial happening, the next crucial hearing happens on September 17, whether this can be mixed. A person's criminal case and the illegality of his property can be mixed. How can it be, how can a demolition of a house or a property or a shop happen immediately after a person is made an accused in a criminal case or even a suspect in a criminal case? And the most important argument put forward by the petitioners is that Muslims are being singled out, Muslims are being targeted. This is entirely
So was there any comment made on that assertion made by the petitioners in the court today, when the petitioners went ahead and asserted that this is happening keeping the religion of a community in mind? Did the judges make any comment on that assertion made by the petitioners?
Yes, in fact, as far as the argument of the petitioners are concerned, the Supreme Court merely told them to keep the powder dry. The Supreme Court did not go into all this politicization or communalization of this issue. But Supreme Court asked both the sides to keep the powder dry for 17 and come up with constructive suggestions so that both parties can help the Supreme Court lay down pan-India guidelines. Very strict guidelines. Supreme Court has made it very clear that we want to end this controversy once and for all.
So we want to end this controversy once and for all. We will have pan-India guidelines is what the Supreme Court has said while frowning upon bulldozer justice.